Hello everybody, welcome back to everyone playing another game of Total War Warhammer. I'm the Strategy Professor, and this is going to be another online battle. I'm playing a ton of games. This is the release day for Grim in the Grave. I'm trying to get you a bunch of multiplayer battles. I'm going to start uploading them pretty soon. Most of them probably won't come out until tomorrow morning. I'm just, doing a ton of videos right now. I'll release a couple tonight, and then I'm just going to release like a bonanza of videos tomorrow, because I'm going to be out of town for Labor Day weekend in the United States. That's a holiday, and so my wife and I are... we're traveling to a nearby state to go to a theme park with some of our friends. So I won't be posting videos for this Saturday, Sunday, and probably Monday. I might be able to sneak one in Monday night, but it's unlikely that I'm going to be able to post videos. So I'm trying to make a lot of content here over the next couple of days and just release a ton for you. So be a lot of stuff. I did release like 6 greenskin videos or something today, and I have some leftover Empire videos, a couple of those that I need to post from last patch. And I have one Empire campaign video that I need to post, and then I'm going to do a couple of campaign videos tonight as well and release them. So, should be a ton of content for you. If this is your first games you're watching on the new patch, watch the rest of my games that I've released, that I'm going to release today and tomorrow. It's a lot of fun. I think my first new video on the patch is Vampire Counts number 5, and I do want to play a lot of Vampire Counts. They're a lot of fun. But other people are playing them as well, quite a bit. And I'm just going to let them play them. I want people to have their fun. A lot of people don't like mirror matches. Yeah, see, he's going to play them too. Everybody's playing them. So I'm just trying to find a solution to them. I have done very well with the greenskins today, but my traditional Savage Orc greenskin may not be good against the new meta. The last couple of games I've lost pretty hard against Vampire Counts. And what they've done is they've just run like a bunch of zombies and Cryptors. And I mean like a lot of Cryptors, like 10 Cryptors. And then they run like a Mortis engine. Sometimes they'll run a Mortis engine or a Corpse Cart, or they'll just have something that gives that additional regeneration with Necromancers. And so the regeneration is just extreme. And it's just really hard to kill them. I mean, the zombies just clog up space, so you can't surround the Cryptors, and the Cryptors just sit on the line with all that regeneration and just take you down. So, I'm going to try out the Dwarfs. I do need some more Dwarf videos. They did just get a few buffs, and I think what the Vampires have been running lately, the Dwarfs would be really good at. But these will obviously tear up zombies really well, and the Slayers should do, I hope, quite well against the Cryptors. Also, they haven't been running Flying Lords a lot anymore because the Gaze of Nagash got nerfed really hard, and so did Flying Lords. And so, you just won't see people run the Flying Lords to try to do the Gaze of Nagash spam and things like that. Like, occasionally they will, but maybe not. And so that frees up the air game for gyrocopters to get in there and do some work. And I'm going with the Brimstone variety because they just do a lot more focused armor-piercing damage. They're a lot more precise with their shots. And they do fire damage. I forgot, like last patch they gave them fire damage, so that means they're going to do extra damage to Cryptors because they're susceptible to fire. But anything that regenerates, they're going to get a lot of damage. Looks like they got a range boost too. I don't remember them having 100 range before. They may have gotten a damage boost too. I didn't even notice that. I don't remember their damage, but that certainly seems like more range than they had in the past. And I know they just got the fire rounds fairly recently. That feels like less ammo than I'm used to seeing. Say normal, because I used the normal ones in the campaign so far. I haven't got to the upgrade ones in the campaign. Okay, so normal ones still have lower range, less missile, and they have more ammo. Okay, so now the Brimstones have less ammo, but they deal fire rounds, more damage, more armor piercing, and have bigger range. So it seems like a pretty fair trade-off. They just buffed the Quarrelers and the Thunders. Now, usually getting missile units is not good against vampires because they will just totally swarm you. But I think it might be okay here because if they run like a giant or they run Cryptors or things like that, those tower really tall over everything else, and so I should be able to shoot in my own units without much fear of friendly fire. I think the Dwarfs, I mean, they got a little tweak, they got some tweaks that I think make them strong. They still have historically some of some of their weaknesses are they can't run things down. That came into play Well, I won't spoil too much, but that has come into play in a recent Dwarf video on this patch. So they still have problems, but I love the dwarves. You guys and gals know I do, and I know that you do. It's the most popular video series on the channel. So I want to bring you more dwarf videos, and I think this is a matchup that the dwarves might be okay at, especially now. People haven't been running the terror stuff as much either, although the Mortis engine does cause terror and large monsters cause terror, but people haven't been running Cairn Race and things like that as much lately. Although it wouldn't matter too much because the units that I'm fielding are mostly immune to terror or psychological effects. Slayers and the Longbeards. Now they did just buff the Dwarf Warriors so that they cost a little bit less gold. They're okay. That might make them more competitive. This guy's our 2 group for shooting things. Group. 4 group. So let's see how this goes. I think this is a pretty good setup for dwarves. So we're just going to try to run at them. Maybe. We'll see. If they don't have a lot of anti-air, then we're going to make them come to us. That's flexible. Undead don't have artillery, so that's really good, because that's one of the best things against dwarves, is just artillery. Doom divers, cannons, catapults, things like that. Those are all good against dwarves, because if I have to run across the field, it's usually not a good situation. Because I'm very slow and I'm going to be very tired by the time I get there. I do wish they would have buffed a little bit more about the dwarves, especially the slayers, like give them heavier armor piercing damage. I mean, they're wielding like huge, I think it's a 2-handed axe, or maybe it's single-handed axe infantry. So it's not great sword, but I don't know. I feel like they need more armor piercing damage, I think would be the answer. Because the problem is lots of large things that you encounter, like Empire Knights and things like that, have a lot of armor. Now the undead, that's not always the case. Crypt Horrors don't have a lot of armor, so they're exceptionally good against things like Crypt Horrors, but... Still running Ungrim. It's possible I should run Thorgrim, because Thorgrim has, like, the book thing you can get as his special item is really nice. But Ungrim is just mostly like him because he's unbreakable, so he's never going to run. He has no way to heal himself, which is kind of problematic, but... He does have bats and a flying... He has the Ghoul King, so he does have some flying stuff. They can't run out too far. Alright guys, run back. The response time on... I do have more range though, which is nice. Okay, those are just Black Knights, but they have lances and barding. Let's see if we can get over here and shoot them. Just spread out a little bit. Fire some shots on them. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, geez, he has some spectral race over here. I didn't even see those. Interesting, interesting. Let's go ahead and just form up. Real quick, form up. See if we can stick that charge. Focus them. Now he's going to go for my dudes. Let's see if we can at least get a bomb run in here. I don't know where his knights are. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we should be able to take him out here. Actually, he's fine over there. That's fine. Alright, I think we're going to get his lord. That's what he gets for trying to run down and snipe me out. No, get over here. Yeah, don't be in that. I don't need the big guys in that. Alright, get over here. Kill these. Go, go, go. I'm gonna come in here. Do a little flyby. Alright, let's see if we can fly over here and charge them in the back, or at least shoot them in the back. Get down here, kill these things. Shoot those cannon rates in the back. Alright, let's see if we can get all these guys just back here and get some good shots in. Shoot these guys in the back here. They look like they want to run. Yeah, the terror is causing some problems over here. Get out, lads. Yeah, let's get in here and shoot them in the back. Get these out. Get these out. See if we can get some good shots in there on them. Shoot at them. Get out here, get out here. Take them out. Alright, there's my Longbeards. What is he doing? No, don't go into melee. Shoot at these things. Alright, yeah. I want the regenerating things out of there. It's public enemy number 1. Alright, get out here. Kill these. Kill these. Get off the line. Go kill them. Alright, so they're done. Shoot them in the back. Get them out of there now. He's taking some hits. What is this? A corpse cart? Yeah, let's just focus that out. I probably needed to focus the corpse cart some more. Okay, get in there. Get these rates out of there. They have such low health right now. Do I have anyone else that's rallied back? Not really. I think we'll win this. We'll see. These Slayers are doing some nice work against their large horses. Alright, got him. I mean, I think it was closer than Empiric, honestly. Like, yeah, they were doing some damage, but let's be real. I had a lot more left than they did. That's okay. Yeah, so cavalry, once again, major problem for dwarves. Difficult to deal with. But, you know, my missile units didn't do that much. I mean, they soaked up a lot of power. That's why I'm saying it's not usually that great of an idea to run missile units against undead, just because they're going to have such large unit sizes that you're going to have to devote quite a bit of your infantry to dealing with their front line, and then you're also going to have to preserve some infantry to protect these if you want them on the back line. Gyrocopters, awesome, as usual. Slayers, quite good. Yeah, I mean, their Slayers are still powerful. You still have to use them. They're just not as powerful as they should be for their cost, I don't think, considering their other drawbacks. These things were okay. They're okay. I think what else? We already know that Cryptors are good. This guy just got focused out and killed. He just ran in and just like didn't run away. These are very good at killing lords because they have heavy armor piercing damage. So those combined with just getting surrounded by units killed him off really quickly. So he just wasn't paying attention. And he can't have pots, so he only has just natural regeneration and maybe that spell, the Nehek spell. So I'm really surprised his units held up that well because he didn't have any other heroes to give them extra leadership. But they held in there despite the fact that we killed their lord almost immediately at the beginning. That was pretty impressive. Yeah, the Longbeards, I mean, I think it's just better off just going Dwarf Warriors. They're just much cheaper. They just got even cheaper now. And you can just get a lot more of them. Because a lot of times you just need them to just sit there and just soak up hits. And I think the Dwarf Warriors are just pound for pound, cash for cash, just much better at doing that. Like, yes, these are psychology immune, which is nice. But just having more bodies, like having more bodies in there to try to block some of these cavalry would have been so helpful. So hard to block them off of the Quarrelers, though, even if I had like units back there, because they just run straight through them. And they just go back and tie up the Quarrelers. And if you try to hold them, that's a challenge. So I'm not sure. I might drop back, you know, drop another Quarreler or two off. We'll run some Dwarf Warriors. I mean, hammers might be good. I really wish they would drop the cost of hammers to make them at least the same as Black Orcs. Just make them like 1100. Let me look at hammers versus Black Orcs just really quickly. Iron Drakes might have been a good thing there. Or not Iron Drakes. Iron Drakes with Troll Hammer Torpedo could be good. Normal Iron Drakes are just not strong enough, I don't think. I mean, they would be good at roasting a legion of, like, zombies. Something like that, if you think they're going to run that. So, hammers. Alright, so they have 50 weapon strength, 44 attack, 28 defense. They have 72 combat effectiveness with 40 piercing. So 72, 40 with 95 armor. Okay, so they only have 57, 30 with 110 armor. They have about 1,000 more health, though. Decent charge bonus. They're immune to psychology, and they're a lot cheaper. But the reason that these Black Orcs are, you see them get such better results than the hammers, is because they have steroids here. So they have, you know, Sneaky Stabbing and Itchy Nuisance to help buff them up quite a lot, and the Wah when you yell with your Orc War Boss. So all this makes them much more combat effective. Dwarves don't have steroids like that. Did I not run a Runesmith? Let me see. That was a big mistake if I didn't run Runesmiths. I'm pretty sure I didn't run Runesmiths in that fight. Let me see what I had there. No. This is kind of an older build, I suppose. I need to run at least 2 Runesmiths, most likely. It's because I have to have that debuff that they give to kill their cavalry, because it's just so hard to hack through that stuff. Let me redo this here real quickly. Let's see. Maybe let's do a couple of gunners. Let's see. So let's do 2 Runesmiths. Now I could cycle the Rune of Oath and Steel. How much does that cost? Yeah, 140 gold to cycle that for 15 armor. I already have really high armor. I think I'm going to pass on that. This is Rune of Wrath and Ruin. That's what I'm talking about. It's really good. That's too expensive for what it is. That's really nice. See, that's an aura that I really could have used there. Plus 8 leadership's good too, but I don't think we really need that. So I just want the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Obviously, if you get 2 of these, it's not gonna... I don't think it buffs up because it's the same type of buff. I don't think. Correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that if I get 2 Master Rune of Stromny Redbeard, then it's not going to give my units plus 8 melee attack. I guess I could try that in a custom battle and see if that works. But I don't think it stacks like that. I think if it's the same buff, it won't stack. But I don't know, I've seen people use 2 Necromancers for that Master of the Dead or whatever, so maybe it does stack. If it does stack, you should do max runesmiths. You should do 3 runesmiths so you can get 3 of these buffs, because it's crazy. If that's the case, it'd be plus 24 melee attack on everybody constantly. I kind of want to try that in a custom battle now and just see. That's how that works. But anyways, 2 runesmiths, we'll assume it doesn't work, and then a lot of dwarf warriors. Maybe... What does he have that's making him cost a lot more? That. Okay, so I definitely want that. Trying to figure out a way to get like 1 more thunder, because that does help against flying lords quite a lot, and I do need some air coverage. I was pretty impressed with the thunders, like they were dropping a lot of damage on that lord, even though they died pretty quickly. How much is he? Just like cheap version of him. Still too much. Well, I can think about it. It's a shame. I'm so... That's one, like, some of the cost of some of these things, it just makes it so awkward. Like, I wish they'd at least make it, like, increments of 5 or something. I mean, I could do 1 more Quarreler. Maybe it's just a Quarreler. That might look something like this. I'll have to tinker with it, just see if I can optimize. Maybe I could just do, 1 Gyrocopter, 1 more Thunder. Maybe that's good. Because, you know, this is good at shooting into zombies because it does AoE, like, splash damage, and then these are good at single targets. So that's a good balance. And then we can do, just 1 more unit rank on something random. 36, boom, perfect. Okay, so I think this would be much better against vampire counts. We'll see. This just gives you more bodies up front, still have some good thunders, and these help you take out any sort of cavalry that they're going to have. It's going to do some extra damage to them over time. So these are just very powerful, especially with that plus melee attack. And they're decent. I mean, they're pretty tanky. They have a decent chunk of health, so they're not that expensive. And I think just being able to use that, use some kind of magic is helpful in these long attrition fights, which are what most dwarf battles are going to be, are long attrition fights. So let me go ahead and save this, and then we'll call it an episode, and I'll jump in and see if I can do 1 more here. Alright, so we'll do that. Alright, so thank you very much. Do check out the other videos. I'm going to release a ton of videos tonight and tomorrow, because it's patch day and I want to put some exciting content out there for you. And we also have legendary campaigns that I update each campaign probably every other day or so, but I update at least some campaign pretty much every day. So we have 5 campaigns going. Each one of them's a pure campaign, which means we don't assassinate lords, we don't abuse the auto-resolve system, we don't do any other shenanigans or tomfoolery that give us an unfair advantage. So check them out, they're a ton of fun. And that's going to be it. I'll see you next time, and have a wonderful evening.